What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to be reviewing Aston Martin, and without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So guys, before I start reviewing the cars, I have a huge announcement, and that is I will probably start pushing to upload maybe only like 1 or 2 times every Friday and Saturday as my content. And I want to like start making it a bit more quality for you guys. So at this time, I am recording this on a Saturday night, and it should be out by maybe Sunday night or Monday morning, Monday afternoon, whatever. It's definitely not going to be out by Saturday, that's for sure. But I just want to get that out for you guys so that you don't like seem confused as why I'm not doing an update video. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right to it. Alright, so guys, as you can see here, we ended up getting 6 new Aston Martins. And this Saturday, we have the 2008 Aston Martin DBS, the Aston Martin Rapide AMR, the 2023 Aston Martin V12 Vantage, 2021 Aston Martin Valkyrie, 2019 Aston Martin Vantage GT4, and lastly, the 2025 Aston Martin Vanquish. And obviously, as always, we are going to go in order that I like them in. So let's go ahead and start off with the DBS, as it's my least favorite one out of the bunch. So here it is in dealership. Pretty nice model, I would say. Very cool, but this one to me, it's kind of tame compared to the other ones. But it isn't a bad one though. It is a very popular one by many people, so that's really cool. But yeah, it's kind of tame, and it's really expensive at $475K, which kind of sucks, but you know, it's all good. This car isn't going to be for everybody, but I like it personally. I am not gonna say it's like bad, because it's like expensive and it's old and it's boring. It's solid is what I'm trying to get to here. Personally, I would give it maybe a 7 out of 10. And then here are the stats right here. It goes 211 miles an hour, acceleration 37%, handling 49, nitrous 35, and braking 38. But yeah, overall this one's a pretty solid one, so I will give it a 7 out of 10. Anyways, moving on to the next car. Alright guys, so the very next car we have on this list is going to be the 2018 Aston Martin Rapide AMR. Now, this thing you guys probably never heard of before. Personally, even though I'm into cars and stuff, like obviously outside of Driving Empire, I don't really hear about this car being talked about, so I ended up doing my own research on it. Basically, it's Aston Martin's second sedan ever. First one was not exactly something I'd call pretty, so compared to that, this thing is absolutely gorgeous, and this thing in its own right is very gorgeous looking. So in case you don't know what engine it has a 6-liter V12 on it, which is just a bit too insane for a little family 4-door, which is crazy. Let's go ahead and go in here. As you can see, we got AMR seats. These are bucket style seats, pretty cool. We can't show the V12. Well, we kind of can. If I can like get the right angle, that'd be great. We got a huge radiator, and just at the right angle you will see a V12 badge. Okay, we're not even gonna keep messing with that, but yeah, this one is cool. This one's part of a car pack, so if you are really interested in this quirky 4-door, then feel free to shell out 1,200 Robux along where you get this and an Aston Martin GT4 car. Other than that, this one's pretty solid. I say it's pretty cool. I don't know if I want to pay, obviously, 1,200 Robux, but no, that's up to you guys. But anyways, moving on to the next car. Woo! Alright, so number 4 on this list is that aforementioned Aston Martin race car that came with the Rapide. This is it. This is the Aston Martin Vantage GT4. I believe this might be the only car in this update that did not come with a V12, which, of course, there's nothing wrong with that, but All you diehard Aston Martin fans are gonna go, oh my god, this should have. Oh, we accidentally turned it on. Okay, nope, not good. Okay, anyways. As you can see, that's a V8, that because racing regulations and bullcrap, but yeah, this one's pretty solid. There's really nothing to show on it because it's really just a race car under it. I mean, obviously this is supposed to be a video for just Aston Martins, but if we go to another GT4 car that's like very similar, I would say, let's go ahead and just pull out a random one. The one I would probably consider is probably this one, which is the Nissan Z. This one is like very similar in like many regards. Let's go and go into free cam. As you can see, not exactly the most interesting. It's just, it's cool looking, because it's like bare bones and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's not exactly like special. Anyways, let's move on to the next car. Alright, so the number 3 spot on this list goes to the Aston Martin Vanquish. This one is one of the ones that, fortunately, I did get, because everyone had it, and I was like, alright, you know what, I want to see what this car is all about, because it's pretty cool. Plus, this one's probably the best known Aston Martin currently, in my opinion, other than the Vanquish. This is the Vanquish. The Valkyrie. This one's probably just about as known because obviously Carter's grandpa has one, which is the coolest thing I've ever heard, bro. I mean, which, like, driving empire YouTuber do you know that has a freaking Vanquish? It's like a daily or whatever. This cool. That's really cool. But anyways, we got a beautiful, like, tan interior. Honestly, people kind of complained about how you couldn't change it. Honestly, with the ride spec, this thing, the interior with like a color option like this British racing green that I just stole from my Valkyrie, yeah, goes absolutely hard. And with the red calipers, you already guys know, and the black wheels too look absolutely crazy on it. And then popping the hood, we have a V12 on under it, which is fantastic. We have a twin turbo V12. Do I know how much power it makes? No clue, because I forgot to do the research, which is pretty cool. And then back here we got a trunk that is probably a PNG image, molded to look real with like to make it look like it has actual suede. And then we got this beautiful carbon diffuser. Looks crazy with these dual tips, which is really nice. And yeah, overall pretty solid car. And yeah, moving on to the next car. At number 2, guys, we have the Aston Martin Valkyrie. Now, before you guys start flaming me in the comments for putting it at number 2, I love this car, but personally, I do have some Aston Martins I like more than this, but I'm not trying to say it's a bad car. I really like this thing. This thing's very cool. It definitely deserves the hype, and this thing definitely put Aston Martin back on the map as a popular brand, which I'm not going to complain about because Aston Martin is extremely underrated, in my personal opinion. Obviously, you guys can disagree on that, but that's just my opinion. We got that huge 6.5 liter V12 sitting back there with the electric motors. Inside, we got these bucket seats. Looks like an F1 cockpit. That's because a freaking F1 driver helped design it, which is really cool, or helped develop it. And then we got all like that crap, which is pretty cool. We have a nice little speedometer like connected to the steering wheel. It's kind of like the KTM, which is pretty cool. Got a bunch of switches and stuff, paddle shifters like right behind there, and then we painted it this absolutely stunning British racing green that you might have seen on my Vanquish. But yeah, overall this one's a pretty cool one. And let's go ahead and actually test out the top speed real quickly. This thing I have stock, but it's still very fast. As you can see, we're accelerating actually pretty quickly. but it goes 219 without boost, and then with boost it goes 250 something. Overall, guys, I think this car is a pretty solid car. And for pricing, it is 4.5 million. It's a little bit expensive, so yeah, that's kind of an issue, but it's okay. It's still a pretty good car, and it's actually a pretty good drift car. Why did I hop out? Okay, I can show that to you guys right now. It's actually a solid drift car. Right here. Yep, there you go. And this thing is stock, by the way, and you can do freaking stuff like this. Yeah, which is really cool. But anyways, let's move on to the next car. So real quick, guys, before I move on to the number one car on this list, I just wanted to mention that I completely forgot to mention the price of the Vanquish at this time while I'm recording, but this thing is 880K, and yeah, I just want to mention the price to you guys because I completely forgot like a total moron. But anyways, moving on to the next car. And guys, the number one spot on this list, shockingly, is going to go to the Aston Martin V12 Vantage. Now, like I said, guys, before you start flaming me in the comments for like and start saying, Charles, why didn't you pick the Valkyrie as number one? It's the best one. This is my personal opinion, so if you don't agree with it, then just suck it up. But yeah, this one is a number one for a reason. This one is actually, now, even though the first Aston Martin I ever got to see in person in the wild was not a V12 Vantage, it was the previous generation V8 Vantage, which is cool, and it's like special to me because like it's one of the first ones I ever got to see in the wild, which is pretty cool. I based it off of that, so it's bright orange, blacked out wheels, and yeah, it's based off of that. I really like this. And then for the secondary, it's very hard to tell, but we got this very beautiful silver, which accents it perfectly with the orange, carbon diffuser, red calipers, and then let's go and pop that hood for you guys, and we can see a nice, beautiful 5.2 liter V12 sitting under there, as it says like right there. So if you don't know what engine's in your Aston Martin, please go into free cam and look, or zoom in on mobile, whatever device you're playing on. But yeah, overall pretty good car. Alright, now let's go ahead and move on to top speed and stuff. So let's go ahead and get moving. Yeah. I really like this one. This one was low-key one of the most slept-on cars of the update, to be honest with you guys. I think people mostly raved about the Valkyrie and the Vanquish, I would say. This one is cool, but I didn't see it get a ton of love, which really sucks, because to me, in my eyes, this is the best car of the update. Hey, this one I did actually upgrade a little bit. So it goes 221 miles an hour, and it carries on to a top speed around 250 something. I think 253 I saw, which is pretty cool. And yeah. Oh, wow. Okay, this is interesting. I didn't see this before. They removed the gas station. Interesting. Wait, did they remove the cafe too? I'm just realizing this, guys, so yeah. Oh, they did. Whoa, that looks kind of nice. Okay, but yeah, they removed the buildings, by the way, guys. So in case you guys didn't see Carter's new video about Lancia coming next week, which is going to be really exciting, by the way, and I will definitely be reviewing it. But anyways, he said that the devs removed the buildings to check for like lag issues and stuff. So if you want the police stations and whatever back, then you should be able to see it by next week. But yeah. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. And by the way, at time of recording, this video is probably going to come out around Wednesday night or Thursday morning, depending on where you live. Because I've been, like, trying to get, like, all the little clips you're seeing me record right now. Also, yeah. But anyways, guys, hope you enjoy this one. And I'll catch you guys on next week's update. Peace.